Good morning, O'Neill. I hope everyone is having an absolutely fantastic day. It is Monday, November 2nd. I hope you were able to enjoy our Halloween holiday this past weekend, able to get outside, enjoy the beautiful weather, and maybe even get a little candy or something like that too. Well, we have another week here at O'Neill. Lots of things going on, lots of learning happening. But just as a reminder, Tuesday, November 3rd, is no school. That is voting day. So please make sure you get out and vote. There are so many important things that we need to make sure our voice gets heard. And it's a great thing. Also, just as a reminder, we need to make sure that we are logging in at 8:30 a.m. Each and every morning, being with our teachers. And if you can, please make sure for art, music, and PE that you are logging into the Canvas page for art, music, and PE so you can see your assignments. You can see what activities that your teachers have planned for you. So please make sure you go to the Canvas page for art, music, and PE. All right, I have a wonderful book for you today. It is called Sofia Valdez, Future President. So this is a great story, kind of about activism, and even you as a student, as a child, can change your community and change your world. And so Sofia Valdez, Future Prez, and it's by Andrea Betty. This is a good one that's in the library, and I believe it's on our Battle of the Books list. All right. Sophia was a baby who got things done, helping her family before she turned 1. She and Abuelo went out every week to help elderly friends around Blue River Creek who couldn't get out and about on their own and with no place to gather were stuck home alone. Okay. Raking the leaves, taking pets for a walk, or just dropping by for a treat and a talk. Sofia Valdez did as much as she could for her family and friends and her whole neighborhood. A dreamer, a doer, a real-life go-getter. Most people like good, but Sofia liked better. I like her already. Oh no, what's happening? Oh, craziness on the page. Each morning, Abuelo walked Sophie to class. They walked home again along Blue River Pass, making plans, munching cookies, Abuelo and girl, except for that Tuesday. Oh no. When Pup saw the squirrel, with a howl, Pup took off, racing all through the town, over, under, beneath, and around. Sophia scrambled to try to keep up with the hollering man and the bellowing Pup. Oh my goodness. Looks crazy. Up the squirrel ran to the top of the hill, made of leftover junk for the local landfill. They reached the tip top of that mountain of trash, which jiggled and broke with an ear-splitting crash. Oh no. Down they all tumbled and hit with a thud on a moldy old pumpkin surrounded by mud. Ouch, cried Abuelo. He struggled to stand. A dangerous mess, he said, grasping her hand. Uh-oh, poor Abuelo. The next day, Sophia walked to school solo, but it wasn't the same without her abuelo. This is not right, declared young Sophia, who glared at Mount Trashmore and got an idea. What do you think? What if a big bold pile of trash was in your neighborhood? What would you do? Let's see. The very next morning at dawn, she planted a sign at the front of the lawn. She stood back and smiled, and Pup gave a bark. Get rid of Mount Trashmore. Let's build a new park. Oh, I love that idea. Let's see. Each of her neighbors had something to say about benches and fountains and places to play, meeting spots, gardens, a basket for bees, a rubber duck pond, and a kiosk for cheese. She drew every thought on her map of the park, which was perfectly perfect by a quarter till dark. She drifted to sleep in her soft, cozy bed. Then, bam, she woke up with a thought smacked her head. Her heart skipped a beat, and she realized each one of her neighbors had said, "Let me know when you're done." They all thought Sophia could build it alone. But how could one girl do so much on her own? The weight of that thought made her tender heart ache as night thunder growled and she lay wide awake. When dawn brought a storm and the gloomy sky wept, and the heartsick Sophia finally slept. Abuelo baked cookies when Sophie got up. He gave her a bagful and sneaked one to Pup. He blinked black tears as he hugged his Sophia. For courage, he whispered, "Ti amo, mi vida." Sophia's knees wobbled. She felt weak inside. She looked at his ankle and quite nearly cried. They thought she didn't feel brave or courage at all. Sophia Valdez went to face City Hall. And there's the big City Hall. Ooh, there we go. and there's little Sophia, ready to make a difference in the world. The mayor's office sent her to room 401, the Blue River Creek Department of Fun, which sent her downstairs to room 302, the Office of Duck Ponds and Cool Things to Do, to the Office of Monkeys, the Department of Cheese, the divisions of fountains and meetings and bees, then down to the basement, so musty and cramped, where all the town's papers were sorted and stamped. And that's where the clerk said what no one else did. "You can't build a new park. You're only a kid. That's not right. Kids can do so much." The word smacked Sophia deep down in her heart. Her plan was kiboshed before it could start. "I think," said Sophia, "I think that law's wrong." But her second grade voice didn't sound very strong. The clerk said clearly, "It cannot be done. Do you have any questions?" Sophia said, "One. If you were me and if I was you and he was your grandpa, what would you do?" She's showing a picture of her grandpa. Well, said the clerk. Then she said nothing at all. She thought and she thought, and she sent out a call to every employee throughout City Hall. Ooh. The entire government of Blue River Creek crammed into the office to hear Sophie speak, but her words jumbled up and her cheeks turned bright red as a dozen emotions rushed into her head. Her heart beat so loudly she thought it would crack. The crowd leaned in closer. Sophia leaned back. Then her arm brushed the edge of the old cookie sack. And that was the moment when Sophia first knew being brave means doing the thing you must do. Through your heart cracks with fear, though you are just in grade 2. She took a deep breath, looked the mayor in the eye, and thought her knees wobbled and she held her head high. Sophia started talking. She spelled out her plan and why it all mattered and how it began. And once she got rolling, she had lots to say about meeting spots, monkeys, and places to play, and other ideas for things they could do to help the town elders and other folks too. She had thoughts in the library, thoughts on the zoo, and perhaps the way to combine the two. All right, cried the mayor, go start a petition. If the town wants a new park, we'll form a commission. And so young Sophia got right to work with some help from her family and the pup and the clerk. It says, let's build a park for everyone. Sign your petition. And even the doggy says, bark for parks. Then others joined in, not all, but a few, like Miss Lila Greer and the kids in grade 2. Oh my goodness. Scientists need parks. Give bees a chance. Sign our petition, please. A park to think in. Architects for parks. We love parks. We can do it. Oh, I read that one. Get rid of Mount Trashmore. Someone thinks green. We need more green. Si se puedo. All those great signs. There were hearings and surveys and taxes to figure. Then bulldozers and cranes and blue big digger. They all built that park. That's how it got done. With the hard work of, by, and for everyone. But it began with a dream of one person, just one, who laced up her shoes and then led the way to help Blue River Creek get a new place to play. Not every evening till long after dark, the town comes together at Citizens Park. They all hold this truth to be self-evident that Sophie Valdez could grow up to be president. Until then, Sophia, that real life go-getter, helps Blue River Creek get better and better. The end. Here you go. Sophia Valdez, future press. You never know. You might have an amazing idea to change our school, to change your community, to make it better, even if you're a kid, because you're amazing. And I hope you have a very marvelous Monday. And remember, go vote, parents.